Halo 13 and 11 Bandung.
Hello.
Are you ready? Today, our topic is children under 17 years are not allowed. 13 will be proposition team. BPI not yet joined,
Not yet
so
joined.
we change, right?
Okay. So BPI, we're waiting for BPI, right?
So since BP1 is not join us yet, and then so 11 Bandung will be the opposition team. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Is BPI. BPI will be the opposition, right?
So, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So, SMKN 11, SMKN 11 Bandung A is the opposition team.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then we give you 15 minutes to prepare the topic, and then we will start at 3:30. Right?
Yes, 3:30. Is it okay?
We will start 15 minutes later, right? And we will wait for the SMKBP, SMEBPI, BP1. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. I think later.
Later. Wait for BPI.
Okay, we should start our debate. Are you ready? 13, 11. Are you ready? Hello, 13.
Hello. We are ready, sir.
11.
Can we start it?
Yes.
Okay.
First, I will confirm your name from 13. Maulina, Bustami, and Arif, right?
Actually, we are here without Maulina because I am here to replace her in order that she is sick.
What's your name?
My name is Aditya.
Aditya.
Yes, yes.
And then from 11, Wilman, Ilmi, and Novi, right? From 11. 11 Bandung, can you hear me?
Sudah stay.
Eleven Bandung. Halo.
Di perjalanan traffic apa sih? Jalan. kok begini fotonya bisa dilihat dari sini.
You can see them on the traffic. Wait, on the street, bukan traffic, on the street.
Hello, Levan Bandung. Can you hear me?
Atau on the street juga bisa, bukan on the street. On the street, nggak usah pakai traffic sini.
Tapi kan kalau misalnya
Traffic light.
jadi kita masuk tapi itu dekat traffic.
Oh ya berarti
Halo?
on the street, jadi on the traffic.
Cannot hear
On the crossroad. Limitationnya Indonesia aja.
Levan Bandung.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I will confirm your name first.
Okay.
Okay.
Hilman,
Yes.
Hilmi, and Novi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then in Chalmers we have here missing and this kind of one. We can start with Martin Bandung as our first speaker.
Hello, sir.
Louder.
Can we start now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right. We are here from the 13th Vocational High School, and first thing first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Aditya, and actually, I'm here as a replacement for Maulina because she is sick, and I am as the first speaker, and here there is Gustami as a second speaker, and the other side there is Arif as the third speaker. We here want to make a statement that we are totally agree about the child, about the motion that say the child is actually, especially child under the 17 age is prohibited for work. And first, I want to make a limitation that we only talk about the fact or inside the Indonesian only and not overseas. The key word that I want to explain is first is a child. As we know, child can be explained as a people that not inside the adult condition. Based from the United States Convention on the Right of the Child defines that child is a human being that below 18 years unless under the law applicable to the child. And next, I want to explain that about a keyword that work that we can explain is a job or activity that you do regularly, especially in order to earn money. All right. The argument that I want to tell you first is child exploitation. I'm sorry. The kids underage have their own right. Of course, they have their own right because they are not ready for the working world. They're not ready for that because they still need what you can say playing. They still need to play, and they have so many things that we can learn, study from their environmental, and they are under adult protection, and in all of that means that they actually still need a worthy livelihood. All right, that's from me as the first speaker. Thank you.
first speaker of
Okay, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes, clearly.
Yes. I will introduce our teams. Firstly, my name is Novi Andian as the first speaker, and
Hi,
next
Novi.
is Yoni Hanifa as the second speaker, and
Hey, Miss.
Wilman Prasetyo as the third speaker. And I will rebut what the first speaker on your teams. We know that
Yes, you know.
as a student, our responsibility is study, but we can, we have to think, how about the children who born in the poor family? They being pushed to work because they have to fulfill their needs. And so we disagree with the motion because in our opinion, our human have their rights and have their rights to work, and no one can deprive it from them. This is as regulated by constitutions number 77, number 27. It says that every citizen has the right to work and decent living for humanity. And other than that, based on Constitution number 68, it said that employers are prohibited from employing children, but there are exceptions. The exceptions such as, first, kids are allowed to perform light work, which is from children between 13 age between the age 13 years to 15 years old, as long as not interfere with the development of their physical, mental, and social. And the second is employers who employ children for light work must meet the requirements. The requirements are: A, written permission from a parent or guardian. B, employment agreements between the employer and the parents or guardian. C, maximum working time of 3 hours. D, do during the day and does not interfere with the school day. E, occupational health and safety. F, their working relationship is clear. It means their working is an legal line. And the last is receive remunerations in accordance with applicable regulations. So, beside of the constitutions about labor law, why we disagree with the motions children under the 17 years old not allowed to work are because the children exactly have their own reason. And my friends will explain the reason later. Thank you. This is all for me.
Okay, thank you, Novi, and we will proceed to Bustami. Bandung.
It has done.
Yes.
So,
BPI,
do you hear me?
can you hear us?
Yes. Are you ready to speak?
Your BPI will be proposition team. So, are you prepared enough? BPI, can you hear us?
Hello, Rizal.
Tadi ini BPI masuk, jadi diinterupsi dulu.
BPI, do you hear us?
I don't know. Rifki from BPI.
Hello, Mister. Please,
Yes.
Whose turn now?
first turn now.
Uh,
BBI first.
Yes, if BPI can connect to the audio, then we will hear from BPI first.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mister.
BPI.
BPI is ready? Or you want to time to prepare? Or I think you have to go to 30 Bandung. No? So may I pass the turn to 13 Bandung
Okay.
for the next speaker?
Oh no, is this our turn?
Yes, please proceed. Rustami from 13 Bandung.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wisnu. I'm second speaker from 13th Vocational High School. I will, from the content that has been uh, mentioned by speaker one from 11 Vocational High School, Bandung, they said that if the netizen who had in economic an economic right an economic we know that government has give incentive government to them, so they are not really hard in economic. And I will tell you the other content from us. The prohibition of children to work is also in the list in the law of human rights. We know that there's many human rights rules mentioned about hiring children underage, and thus hiring child hiring children underage will also be in the follow firmly by the agency that protects the principle of child protections, like we know KPAI or Komnas HAM, or we know uh, and the big one is from UNICEF for the United Nations. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And try BPI first. BPI. Can you hear us? So you happen.
So let's pass the turn to 11 Bandung. 11 Bandung, you ready?
Yes.
Yes, so you can the second of
Yeah. So here I'm Ilmi. I will reveal a little about the government intent that you said before. The government intent is just like given to the school teams and it's not really given in your daily activities or life. And then here I want to tell you why children under 17 years old are be allowed to work. First, not every children come from a rich family, so I think they have to have their parents to fulfill their needs, and then second, they have to learn to be autonomous or stand by their own feet so that they could be ready to face their future later. And then third, somehow, parents cannot just give the children what they want. I mean, like, as children, of course, they have a lot of things to get or wants, and parents cannot just fulfill it. They have to let the children work so they understand that getting money to fulfill their needs is not that easy. And then they would try to be more respectful to their parents and money. And then try to manage their wants and make a priority scale to just ask or get whatever really important to them. And then somehow, there are some children that just start or want to work to get more money. I mean, like they are just making their jobs as their hobby to fulfill their to fill their spare time to work and get money for their life in the future. Like example, there are some children that already be billionaire by starting their own business at the first place. Like example, the um the no like example, there's a child from UK that start kind of software that like a social network or kind of that has already being a millionaire his seven in his 16 years old birthday. And I think that's all for me. Thank you.
What happened with BDI?
I think we should proceed to 13 Bandung.
The last one of 13 Bandung.
Okay, can I start now? Can I start it, sir? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
First, let me introduce myself. My name is Arif Wibisono. I'm from 13 Vocational High School. And as the third speaker, I will summarize the argument from first and second speaker. And the first argument is the kids underage have their own rights for playing and for studying. Next, children underage still under the protections of adult and also keeping away children from violence. Next, the prohibition of children to work is also in the list in the law of human rights. Next, I will tell you about the fact, and I hope it will make our arguments gain stronger. First, I will tell you about the law number 13 about the labor. Besides, on 68 article, chapter 1, if we want to if we want our children to, if you want to hire a children, it must have this point. Okay, the first, it must have the permit from their parents. Next, uh, doing, if we do that work, we mustn't disturb our study activity. And next, the children must know about the safety and health about that labor patients. Next, we must have uh, working relation, a good relationship, and the children must uh, have a salary. Okay. Next, I will tell you about the cases. First, based on Sindo News, Ahmad Kohari, 16 years old, dead after fall from 29th floor in building project in Rasuna Epicentrum, Jakarta. Next, I will tell you about the cases in Pekanbaru. Based on merdeka.com, the cases is about children exploitations. They are still child, but they are work and they had a violence from their boss. Okay, next I will tell you about the real cases, and the real cases is in our school. As you know, 13 vocational high school have two specializations. First, chemistry analyze. Next, computer technique and networking. Okay, and as we know, for the specialization, for the chemical analysis, uh, they are studying 4 years, but for the computer technology networking, they are only studying for 3 years. And we know, if we choose if we see the chemical analysis, we see that if we working, we still we are 18 years old, not if we are computer technique engineering, maybe. Uh, we are working at 17 years old. And in our school, on computer engineering, they are still choose for studying again on university, and they are not ready for working, and it's different from chemical analysis that 18 years old, they are many of them choose for working because we can conclude that year that that age, uh, it will affect about the adults and about the readiness for working, about readiness for making decisions, and readiness for having for resolute for what? For for solving many problems in their work and in their working. And I think that's all from me. That's our school vision. Our school reasons that our school choose 4 years. That because 18 years old will be more ready for working, and that's the only one. And that is uh, our reason for choosing chemical analysis specializations on 13 vocational high school, and I'm really proud about it. Thank you.
Okay, it's my turn now. Mm, So I'm the third speaker of SMKN 11 Bandung. Uh, my name is Wilman Prasetyo, and I want to rebuttal your argument about the about the children under the age 17 years old are not allowed to work. First, your argument is about the rule or the constitution in our country, right? But there is, like our first speaker said, that there is a rule that allowing the child to work, but there's a exception or a condition, right? And the second is, you said about the accident of the child while working, and like my first speaker said, that they need their like they allowed to work if they perform light work, not like heavy work, like building, like just like building instructions. So that is the hard work, it's a heavy work, so that was illegal. And you said that in your school you're you're schooling for 4 years, that because your age is not your age is not, yeah, not ready for working, right? So your school for 4 years. I think you are a vocational high school. I think in every vocational high school there's a program of learning that requires the students to work, like internship, like PKL. So I think you understand why the child need to work. And I'm here to tell you about the positive thing if the child working. The child labor defined as exploitative when it involves too many hours spent working, work that causes too much physical or psychological stress, poor or dangerous working conditions, and working with no pay, too much responsibility, work that interferes with children's dignity and self-esteem, binding children to a work arrangement. If so, as long as the children's not involved with that things, working the children's is still legal. So look on the positive effect for the children if they're working on the young age. They will acquire new skills, develop responsibility and money management. Not just that, they will get more experience about working and yeah, anything like that. About the work environment in preparation for future employment, parenthood and participation in society. So I think I really not agree with your argument and with this motion. So I really not agree. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And BPI? How about BPI?
Can you hear us, BPI? Do you turn on the audio connection? BPI.
I think BPI cannot share us.
But they chat to us, right?
Yes.
What did they say? You see the audio button on the left.
BPI, can you hear us?
You see the audio button on the left hand side of the computer? No?
I think let's proceed to the summary. Okay, let's proceed to the summary for each team. 13 Bandung.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I want to. Can I start it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you. All right. The conclusion that yes. Okay. Sorry. The conclusion that we made about our statement that we agree about the motion is first, the child exploitation must be stopped. Why it must be stopped? Because child exploitation is not have their own law, but the protection or the rights for the children is the have their rule, as what my friends say, speaker 3. And next, the protection from the adult is still needed for the children. Yeah. And yes, and from myself, I think that, of course, that child exploitation or working for children under the 17 age must be stopped, because logically and mentally they are not ready. Their mental is very weak, and they are not strong enough to deal with the hardness of the work. Their feeling, their mind, and their mental is still not strong enough to make any decision to avoid any violence from their boss or anyone else. So they are not prepared enough in their mind, in their physique, in their mental about the hardness of the work. And 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 another reason that why we cannot make the children under 17 age is working is the first thing that we know that yeah, they are not ready from their mental. And yeah, from 11 vocational high school that I heard, they said that there is another law to that allowing children to work since the 15 years old. I then from that statement, I want to make another statement that I actually disagree with that, because in another explanation about that, 15 years old is working to find an experience and not for profit or money. That's actually what I want to say, or conclusion from us. And if I may say something, that actually we already made a limitation that we only talk about Indonesian cause or problem and not from overseas. But if I may recall that I heard something about UK that 11 vocational high school say. I mean, 11 vocational high school was talk about overseas problem that is UK. If I'm not wrong. All right, that is a conclusion from us from the 13th Vocational High School. Thank you.
Okay, is it my turn? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
So firstly, I want to confirm something that you said UK problem. It's not a problem. It's an example for children who works at their childhood life and then get success. It's not a problem at all. And then, you know, the motion is children under 17 are not allowed to work, and I'm not agree with that motion because, you know, there are the constitution of Indonesia um, that say that children in between the age of 13 years to 15 years are allowed to work as long as they're not interfere with the development of their physical, mental, and social. And then there are some terms and agreement before employing the children that, as my first speaker said, there are about 7 terms and agreement like parents permission and work time, and then slash work and 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 many more. And then the children who work have their own reason to work, and because first they're not every child come from rich family, and if you say that government intern is really that work, why there's a lot of people in Indonesia that really poor out there? It's not um, the government intern is not really work. And then there are another reason and another positive things when you just allow children to work, like train tra like train them to be not really spoiled, and then in increasing their skills to work, make them ready to face their future. And then, so I think allowing children to work is not really that bad, and I'm not totally agree with the motion about not allowing children under 17 to work because, well, a lot of example, like they will success in their young age when they ready, when they're brave to start their own business from teenage or children age. Thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you. And then
BPI.
I think BPI is still
So
the problem.
BPI have to speak next weekend, next week, right? BPI
Yes,
no speak today.
no speakers. BPI cannot connect to the audio.
So we finish for today.
We have to
So today BPI cannot join the debate today due to the technical problem, right? So let's go to the opinion from the judge from the committee. Vishnu first. I think the two teams from 13 Bandung and 11 Bandung have the strong opinion to support your side, and I think if you show the confidence to speak both team.
you have any opinion? No?
Vishnu, you have something to say?
I think my advice for you is it's good that we bring the fact and bring the law, but sometimes law can be contradiction, right? Between one law to another, so we need to pick the right law. I think that's all. Do you have any opinion? And then we will send the result to the Siamolek, and you guys.
See you next week.
Yes, and you guys will wait for the result to be announced from Siamolek, from Mr. Aki. Okay.
Okay.
Question. See you.
What time?
And BPI still have trouble to connect.
No feedback.
Udah bisa nih.
Tes.
Yes.
Itu
Give
gimana
you-
tangannya? Tangannya Asa ini bau. Ini bau baterai atau?
Di sini coy, kok masuk dulu. Pokoknya di kalau connected audionya, itu kan connected dulu lebih.
Ya kumaha cara konektinnya Asa ini?
Kalau iya connected audio.
You're connected already.
You figure the problem.
Okay, I'm sorry BPI, we have already join you. I'm sorry.
Yes, but we are already finished here.
Okay, it's okay. We're very
So
sorry.
we will give you a chance.
No, well, very sorry for being late and for all the trouble.
Okay, please proceed to your first speaker. You proposition, right?
Yes. BPI is the proposition team. Can you hear us?
BPI.
Udah, kamu first speaker.
Nggak bisa, kamu nggak tahu.
Udah, aku second.
BPI.
Yeah.
Yes, you
That-
are the proposition team.
Yes.
Kemarin kurang sini kok.
Okay, so
Tukeran.
wait, siapa yang mau do firstnya?
You. I'm not ready anymore. Please, you. You will be the first.
Okay, so hello. My name is Monica Iningtias. I'm the first speaker from the proposition teams. So about the motion today is children under 17.
Sorry, miss.
Wait.
Your name again?
My name is Monica Iningtias, and I'm the first speaker of SMA BP 1 Bandung. So the motion today is children under the age 17 years are not allowed to work. The proposition is agree. Agree or not?
Sorry.
Wait a minute.
Is agree.
Yes, you agree with this sentence?
Okay. Wait, no. Children under us. In our opinion, we actually don't agree. We actually agree to the motion because children under the age of 17 is still considered as teenager. They're considered as teenager, and teenager is the year where you like learn about a lot of things like socially or like educationally. Teenager is the age where you learn at school, home, so and how you act in social life, and about the like apa ya? So if you spend your time, your teenage time on working, if you spend your teenage time on working, it takes up like your time where you can do anything. Like when you can try a lot of things in your teenager age, but if you spend it on working, I think it's not your time for working because it takes up like your time.
What happened?
Where they go?
What happened, BPI?
Wait a minute. We have like some trouble. Dah. Okay, let me repeat it and let me sum it up for you. So, we agree to the motion that children under 17 are not allowed to work because under 17 is still considered as teenager, and teenager is the age where you like learn about basically everything when you have, because on your teenager age you have like energy, you have time. If you spend your time, your free time and your energy on working, I think it's kind of like what is it, like a waste of time, because teenager is the time where you learn. Teenager is the time where you learn about social life, about anything. So if you like spend it on working, it's kind of not worth it. And like you have another uh, few more years wait for working. Like you're gonna have the time where you have actually to work. So if you do it now, I think it's not good. That is all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. 11 and 13, do you have statement?
Kamu ngomong apa ya? Aku salah tanya, aku nggak mau kerja.
Iya, kamu
You still can join the debate. If no, then proceed to the next speaker of BPI.
Mana? Ya orang ngomong ya.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm not. I agree with the first speaker, Monica. Okay, my name is Rizky Setiawan. I'm from BPI 1 Senior High School. I'm in the proposition position, so I agree with.
Dan benar sis.
Bantuin dong ngomong.
Ya, gimana? Cepetan ngomong.
I'm sorry. I have some trouble. Okay. I'm agree with the first speaker, Monique, who said that work in teenager is not worth it because in the teenager is still learn about life. Okay, they're not already.
They're not mature enough.
Yes, for do work because work is bored for teenager. And in the teenager, still in senior high school, most of them are in college, and I think the teenager is, yeah,
Not mature.
have many time for spend her they hobby and they good habits every day, like they can play with friends and with family,
Our energy and time
and the
are not for
mentality, also the professionality
because we're
from teenager
not
is
mature enough gitu.
not enough for the professional work. So I think
It's not.
that's not enough from the age for the work in teenager. And how to the solution is, I think the teenager is better when he learn first about life and personality and get the education from the school. Yeah, I still agree with the government and proposition statement. In teenager, yes, I think. Yeah, I think yes, not matter for to the work for working. Yeah, I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. Will be continue to the third speaker.
Sorry, excuse me. Can we rebut the argument from SMA BP1 Bandung?
Jadi gini aja jadi intinya kamu ngomong ini
Hello. Mr. Can we rebut a little?
waktunya belajar mungkin kan belajar di sekolah umur terus
Possible to learn.
rewind.
Please no.
We cannot rewind.
Can we rebuttal the second speaker from SMA BPI1 Bandung?
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah, sure.
Please proceed.
Okay. So we are vocational high school, and sometimes we have. Yeah. Can I start? Hello. Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. So we are from vocational high school, and sometimes we have fresh graduates, just 17, and they are ready to work. What's your opinion about that? And you didn't mention the specific reason why they not allowed to work, because I know that in our constitutions number 68, teenager or children under age 17, even 10 to 15 years old is allowed to work. What do you think about the constitution? Thank you.
She could be a lawyer.
Okay, thank you. 13, you have any comment? Do you have any comment? If not, then proceed to the third speaker of BPI.
Hello, BPI.
Yes, hello.
Yes, let's move to the last one, the last speaker of BPI, please.
Okay, good evening. Good evening. I'm Raka Nadifa Harmana from BPI 1 Senior High School. I'm agree about that motion. Aku ngebahas yang mana? In Indonesia, there are still many poor families force their underage children to work. So the government must to deal with it to decrease the underage worker. They're still to learn about life. They're still to study, to play. For me, I don't want to work. I still want to play. I still want to study. I still want to spend my time with my friend, with my family. As example, yeah, that is example for me. Uh, uh, that's apa? Aku mau apa?
Yeah, there's no
About that constitution.
yeah, there's no rule
It
about
is not
timing.
productive age to work because if they work at 15 to 17, their work not as good as productive age. So that's all for me. Thank you for attention.
Sorry, Mr. Wisnu, can I rebut the third speaker?
Okay, please.
Okay. First, may I know how old are you, third speaker, Oraka?
I'm 16 years old.
Yes, and you are 16 years old, and
Yeah.
you are in a senior high school. So
Yeah.
I think if you not prepare your future with like work from now, how you face your future, as you know, in our school as a vocational school, we in this school we are have prepared our future with search experience like training in industry is because you know is we are senior, we are have to ready to work. If you just playing, if you just study, how about your future? Thank you. May I a little?
Hello, Mr. Wisnu. Hello, Mr. Wisnu. Hello, Mr. Wisnu. Uh, you said that 13. Can you give a comment? And I will give our comment right now. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Can I proceed?
Can I talk now?
Okay. Our comment is the first, second, and third speaker of BPI Senior High School said the motion repeatedly, but they didn't give a strong facts or a strong argument to or and as we know, the third speaker should give the facts or some reason or some cases to to support the second and first speaker, right? But I didn't hear about the fact, and that's all from us. And thank you.
Okay, thank you. BPI.
I may have anything to say.
Summary, right?
Summary. Oh yes.
Thank you for your opinion, for your input. We accept it. Yeah, maybe we don't have like enough preparation because we are today we have some tasks and we go home at like 10. Yeah, just we have some trouble with it. Okay, we're very sorry, but I don't think that's your place to talk about it. Okay, but I'm gonna like reply your comment first about the work for the future or something like that. Yeah, we are preparing our future by learning here. We study science or social. Yeah, we're preparing our future here with, even though we're not like working or trying to work, because we have a different school, like you're in the vocational school and we're just normal school. It's different, but still we're also preparing our future. It's not that we don't work and we don't prepare our future, no. And also it's I think it's different path, different in a different way, maybe you will work like in a, maybe you will work probably after you finish your high school, and we cannot work after we finish our school. But still, we also like preparing our future by studying here in school. If you don't prepare us, if we don't prepare our future, we don't go to school. We go to school to prepare our future. If you don't want to have a future, then why do we have to go to school? Why are we even here? Why are we even wearing uniform if we don't prepare our future? Like, we can just fall asleep at home if we don't prepare our future. Maybe it's just different. It's the way is just different from your way because we have a different school. But still, we're here preparing our future in a different way from you. Thank you.
And please summarize your view, your statement.
Okay, so let me sum it up for you. So about the topic today, but about our statement, that children under age 17 are not allowed to work is, in our opinion, is because we think that the age of under 17 is the age where you still learn at school. Like if you're above 18, above 17, and then you go to school, it's kind of weird, right? And like your productivity to work when you're under 17 is lower than the when you're above 17. So the point is that we don't agree because under 17 is the time where you have to learn about life about anything at school, and it's your free time to actually try new things, new adventures. It's just not worth it if you spend your teenage time where you have energy and time to work, because there will be the time for children under 17 to work when they are above 17. There will be the time.
Thank you.
That is all from our team. Thank you. Thank you for the
with confidence, but not reasonable. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And it's all right. Okay, thank you BPI and 11 and 13 for your attention. I appreciate 11 and 13 that stay with us. And then
For the comment of the last team, BPI, I think you said with confidence and try to find find something to support your opinion. But I think you said that you have a few times to prepare so if you have more time to prepare yourself, I think you can do better, right? Mr. Noon, you have something to say?
okay, I think that's all for this weekend. I hope next time BPI prepare enough for the material and for the equipment. I think that's all. Thank you and hope to see you in next week. See you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Mr. Wisnu, thank you, Mr. Wisnu, Ms. Kanapwan, thank you so much for your judges for today. See you next week.
See you.
Yeah, see you.
Yeah, and all the participants, you students, you already give the best show. Okay, see you next week.
Let's
Okay.
start.